Thanks for joining us. I'm Adis Ababa with OBN English News. President Salawork Zaude met with Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar at National Palace. He earlier met with Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed at his office. He further visited Irish NGOs that are working to reduce poverty in Ethiopia. The Premier's official visit is believed to further solidify the diplomatic relations between Ireland and Ethiopia that spans over 20 years. The Taoiseach, on his part, expressed his appreciation of the recent developments in Ethiopia and shared Ireland's continued support to Ethiopia, particularly in agro-processing investments, the office added. Prime Minister Varadkar visited Irish NGOs that are working to reduce poverty in Ethiopia. His visit will last until 11th January. Ireland and Ethiopia enjoy 25 years of diplomatic relations. Visiting Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar has met with Prime Minister of Ethiopia Dr. Abiy Ahmed at his office. The two leaders have discussed bilateral and regional issues. Aklilu Kabru has more on that.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has received his Irish counterpart, Leo Varadkar, at his office and discussed bilateral and regional issues. While discussing, Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy said the visit by the Irish Prime Minister solidifies bilateral relation and regional integration. Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar, for his part, appreciated the reform work undertaken in Ethiopia under the guidance of new Ethiopian Prime Minister. Mr. Varadkar added that Ireland would continue its support to Ethiopia, particularly in agro-processing investment. Republic of Ireland has been supporting developmental works in Ethiopia for many years through its humanitarian organization, Irish Aid. It was said that the visit is aimed to strengthen diplomatic relations between Ireland and Ethiopia that spans over 20 years.
Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, who is also coordinator of Social Affairs Cluster, Taiba Hassan, discussed with contractors engaged in constructing healthy projects across the region. The contractors have promised to finish delayed healthy projects within a short period of time. Here is Fikadu Brano for the detail.
Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, who is also coordinator of Social Affairs Cluster, Taiba Hassan, has discussed with different contractors who have been participating on health projects. The main issue of the discussion is how to finalize the delayed projects which are causing problems to good governance. The contractors who have participated on the discussion promised to complete the started projects within a short period of time. I'm very shocked with the feeling of the community. When I was in Taltalle, residents of the town have many questions. Now we are working with great commitment. I promised to bring great change within a month. We have got necessary support from you, especially after Sandafa discussion. We have been using a loan we have got from you for the project. If all necessary things are completed, we will finalize it after 3 months. Lack of foreign currency, problems of peace and others are among challenges the contractors have raised. Taiba, for her part, knows that if the contractors work with their maximum efforts, the projects will be finalized within a short period of time. Most of the projects are on their finishing level. We gave them 3 months to finalize, she said. She adds that the Oromia Regional State is working with due attention to finalize health projects. Health projects need due attention. It also needs follow-up because it is about health of our people. Our people are asking us social projects like health, water and road due to their big meaning for them, she said. Head of the Oromia Health Bureau, Dr. Drajet Uguma, stated that Taltalli, Badisa, Arsi, Chancho, Mukaturu and Arero projects have delayed for many years, adding that if there is commitment and follow-up, they will be completed very soon.
Minister of Defense Engineer Aisha Mohammed said the reform undertaken in the defense forces would help the army to effectively fulfill its mission. Again, Fakadu Brano has more on that.
Minister of Defense Engineer Aisha Mohammed has presented her ministry's 6 months performance report to the House of People's Representatives. According to her, reform works were underway in the past 6 months to establish a strong defense force which can fulfill national mission. She said the government has made amendments on national defense proclamations and 20 articles were amended to establish modern defense force. She adds that reform workers will continue to have a strong defense force. Defense is among key organizations who can ensure peace and stability of the country. As government, we are working to reform our defense force based on professionals. Works are also underway to lead the defense in a coordinated way, she said. Engineer Aisha underscored that in order to re-establish naval force, the country has tried to share experiences from French and Kenyan naval force in the past 6 months. She noted that many defense forces who can fulfill the requirement have been promoted and 7,017 others retired from military for failing to pass a psychometric test. She further noted that the reform is undertaken in accordance to the constitution.
Vice President of the Tigray Regional State, Debretsion Gebremechael, briefed the media on current issues in the region. The Vice President said the effort some groups made to block the National Defense Force move from its base on Eritrea border is illegal and unconstitutional. Olkawa Wondemo has the story.
Vice President of Tigray Regional State Dr. Debretsion Gebremechael has briefed media concerning the current issues in the regional state. The National Defense Force was blocked by residents of Shire while it was leaving its base on the Eritrean border and moving to another areas for a national responsibility. Dr. Debretsion Gebremechael in his media briefing stated that the Tigray Regional State residents should focus on developmental activities rather than blocking National Army movements to other bases. The President underscored that the community should turn its face towards development activities and other important tasks. He also said the National Army can move its members from place to place in order to discharge its responsibility. Every citizen of the country can ask the government in order to ensure the rule of law, but in the manner of respecting rule of law by themselves, he added. Dr. Debretsion also said that the open border territory with Eritrea can benefit the people of both countries and strengthen the people-to-people relationships than ever. Vice Chief of Staff and Head of Operational General Branu Jula, for his part, underscored that no one can have the right to block way on the National Defense Force, adding the people of Tigray can never do such things on its National Defense Force, but some groups are working on this agenda to satisfy their evil plan. So the people of Tigray should be aware on this and be alarmed enough to keep its surroundings peace and stability together with the National Defense Force. The federal government has clearly stated that the National Defense Force can move from place to place without any restrictions and hindrances.
Contending political parties have been urged to work together to overcome the challenges occurred in connection with the ongoing nationwide reforms in the country. This was revealed at a dialogue and consultation forum held among political parties in Ethiopia. During the forum, Senator Binknappen, who came from the Netherlands Institute for Multi-Party Democracy, NIMD, shared the experience of Dutch's political parties. The senator briefed Ethiopian political parties about the political culture in the Netherlands and the benefit of multi-party system. FBC report revealed that the senator called on Ethiopian parties to work together and focus on national agendas to maintain the sustainability of the reform underway in the country. Yemai United Drivers Association has held discussions with stakeholders on ways of reducing the ever-increasing traffic accidents in the country. Olkawa Wondemo has the detail.
Yemai Drivers Association was established before 7 years. The association has held discussion with its members and stakeholders on ways of minimizing traffic accidents and future directions. According to the information from the state, the problems of ability, tightening of transport road, and recklessness of the society were the main reason for the accident happened. In Ethiopia last year alone, 5,118 individuals were passed away due to car accidents. Thousands have injured and millions were affected by this accident. Stakeholders of transportation also witnessed the main reason for the car accident happening in the country.
Many drivers are driving for a long period of time without any gap. They should take a rest between their service.
Inni guddaan sababoota balaa tiraafikaa jedhanii adda ba'an keessaa tokko.
The main problem that is identified was the driving skill of drivers. In this regard, the association's work is great. Especially this association can play its enormous role in minimizing the car accident in our country.
Members of the association also reacted on the reason and over the solution of the car accidents.
Many of car accidents were happened by the reasons of our drivers, so that the government should give a special focus on ways of creating equality drivers.
It is also said that the association will help the members when the member of the association face accidents. Head of Traffic Management with Finfinne City Administration, Inspector Asafamas Gabo on the occasion said everyone should contribute at its level best in minimizing the accidents.
Drivers have double responsibility, so the focus will be good if our drivers will take responsibility to discharge their part. All members of this association and others should work together with a common goal and understandings.
The news comes to life from Romania Broadcasting Network. Let's proceed to the news that we have got from abroad. President of Germany, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, will make a 3-day official visit to Ethiopia at the end of this month. During his visit, the president will meet President Sahle-Work Zewde and Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed to discuss bilateral issues. He will also visit the Lalibela Rock-hewn churches, according to Ethiopian embassy in Ethiopia. In Germany, German Chancellor Angela Merkel visited Ethiopia 2 years ago. Similarly, Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed paid a visit to Germany last October. All right, the last or the final news is about national issue. It's not abroad. And all what we have for this news edition is just over, and thank you for watching. The rest of OBN's programs just continue coming to you, and have a nice time with them.